Science Diva 14.
Ooh.
The 3 Fs. Let the kids know you are fair, fun, but don't F with you. And I kind of like the 3 Fs.
I do.
Yeah. I feel like I'm fair and fun, and sometimes if there's an F word that means too lenient. Those are my 3 Fs.
Flimsy.
Flaccid.
Flimsy. Flaccid. Incontinent. And that's my fear sometimes, is that I sometimes feel that I'm not doing that. So
Can I add one?
yes,
Yeah,
sure.
I'm going to add one. Just one I thought of. Yelling. Mm-hmm. I think in the last maybe 7-8 years of my teaching career, I've yelled a ton. But I don't think I've ever lost control. I mean, I might have once, and was one incident I'm thinking of. But I do yell every once in a while. It's not a regular thing. But whenever I do it, I pause, and I make a little calculation in my head and say, I'm making this decision now, and I'm going to yell. Mm-hmm. Because I think the situation warrants it. I need to grab some attention, maybe put a little fear into this class. So I do make a conscious decision, but sometimes I do yell, and it's pretty effective.
Mm-hmm. Judiciously.
Yes.
I'm not a judicious yeller. I'm a loud woman to begin with.
Really?
I yell a fair bit, but a lot of my yelling, you can tell I'm not angry. I'm just yelling to be heard or whatever. But when I'm actually angry, it kind of scares the kids. And I'm not a big woman. I'm not an intimidating physical presence, despite my claims to the contrary.
It's more the knives that they're scared of.
The
switchblade.
But it's because my personality is so
friendly and nice
and
approachable
smiley,
and
and everybody thinks I'm so happy all the time.
Yeah.
That when I actually hit that moment of I'm yelling at you, not just to be heard, I'm yelling at you because I'm angry about your behavior, it shuts a class down.
Mm-hmm.
Even the kids who aren't being yelled at, because usually it's focused at one child. The whole class shuts down, and I actually have to do something to start the class up again, because they are in like freezing.
Yeah, like duck and cover mode.
They are deers in the headlight. Deer in the headlight,
Deers.
and they don't want.
Oh, there's deers in the headlight.
They're such lovely.
Oh, they're such deers.
But it's an effective thing for me because of my personality.
But what's interesting and what's at play with both of you guys is you're yelling, but you're not losing control. You even said you make a conscious choice. Mm-hmm. I am choosing to do this. You're not doing it because you're out of control. Mm-hmm. It is a controlled choice that you're making. And very early on in teaching, actually this wasn't my dad, but a friend of my dad's told me something very wise. He said that kids love to make you lose control.
Yes.
It's entertainment.
Absolutely.
It's King Lear on the heath, raging.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Exactly. Blow wind! And it's
Exactly.
It's entertainment. And
Sorry.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
And so that's definitely something that you have to. It's that loss of control. You can be loud. You can command attention. There's a number of things you can do, but I do think losing control is a big no-no. And I've lost control. I'm not gonna lie. I've lost control in moments. It was never good. Like, I've never looked back and said, oh, that was a really effective thing I did there. I'm human. I've lost my temper before, but I've never felt good about it, and it's never been a good thing. JMC99 has given me an excellent... Oh, wait, have I got one out? Yeah. Best classroom management begins with the best lesson planning. If you have an engaging, challenging, meaningful activities, the students will not have time or desire to misbehave. I'm oversimplifying, and the other suggestions here are very helpful, but kids generally misbehave because they feel you're wasting their time, or because they're bored, or because they have the time. Lisa? It looks like you're like chewing on something you want to say.
To an extent.
The best laid plans of mice and men.
They gang so off to Glay.
Exactly. You can have the best lesson plan in the world.
Which, to be fair, JMC said is oversimplifying.
Yeah. But there are still going to be... there's the potential that there will still be that child who is seeking to destroy you.
And even greatly planned lessons, you go off script because you're adjusting to how your class is reacting and all that. So it's much better to be over prepared than under prepared.
Totally.
You don't want to wing it.
Totally.
But it's not the cure all.
No, I don't actually know that is the best classroom management technique. I'm sorry. I agree. I am a planner. I definitely follow plans, but I don't know that that's necessarily.
Please don't destroy us on Reddit.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna, but fair enough. But I think there's a balance there. But I'm gonna actually, you may feel that, I may feel that, Adrian may feel that, but Rafe Esquith, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name, but this dude is like a super famous teacher. He works in a tough school in Los Angeles, and he does Shakespearean plays with these guys. They've done documentaries about him. He's written a book. And his number one piece of advice is to make your lesson the reward. Now, if you can do that, it's great. If you can get to that point. In a perfect world, you can do that. Does it happen every day? I don't think so. Maybe for Rafe Esquith, perhaps. Lisa?
No, I got nothing.
Okay, I felt like I cut you off there.
No.
Okay. I just got to mention, Laszlo Panaflex also feels that good lesson planning is great for classroom management. And I think that principle is in play.
I mean,
we're not denying that.
It's really important.
Good lesson planning is really important for classroom management.
Yes.
And it's going to make a lot of... It's just... You know what? I put it another way. Good lesson planning doesn't eliminate the need for classroom management, but it minimizes it. Yeah, is that fair to say?
Yeah, it prevents a lot of problems.
And Sue Klinky... PSU Klinky. Sue Klinky, I'm calling her. Sue Klinky.
Okay.
Anyway, I thought this was great because I feel that she does something that I do a lot. And she says, my class is built around humor and timing. And she encourages kids to have fun and do humorous things and everything else like that. And students love to joke around and get their goofiness. And she front ends the year with lessons in timing, when it's appropriate to make a joke, when it's time to focus quietly. So she but she has that fun time. I don't know. Maybe you just got to be yourself. But I love to joke around anyway, and I do feel that, because here's my thing. I have a personality where we have fun. And when the kids are not behaving, that stops. And that is actually an unconscious management thing that I do in my class. When the kids are being bad, I don't joke around, I don't smile, that doesn't happen anymore. And the kids are like, well, why aren't you being you? And I'm like, because you guys are making me feel this way. Yeah. And they'll change it because they see my funness as a reward. Because I'm so fun. Thoughts? Ideas?
I had one, but you said fun so many times that I can't actually remember what I was going to say.
Was it about fun?
Maybe. Might have been. I know what it was!
Yeah.
Didn't we solve the problems of teaching of the world a couple of podcasts ago?
Oh, yeah. We're just yourself. Mopping up now. And be yourself. Yeah.
Be yourself.
Number one rule, be yourself. And I do believe classroom management, no matter what you do, be yourself. Yeah. There's going to be some other things coming in, and you know what? It's good advice. I don't get it. I don't necessarily do it. Big friggin' Yeti is a phys ed teacher, if you can believe it. What?
Are you sure? Are you sure Big friggin' Yeti doesn't teach? I don't know, family studies.
And but he said one thing that I think is actually really important, but really hard to do: be consistent. What do you guys think about being consistent?
Yeah, it is hard to do. In my area, a constant struggle is proper uniform in the gym, and then dealing with late students because I don't want to be constantly letting kids into the change room. It disrupts the lesson. But you have to be consistent, because otherwise, like, well, why'd you let me change and you didn't or why'd you let the other kid change and you didn't let me change? So, yeah, you have to be. And then, consistency. Mm-hmm. Consistency is key. Consistency. Sorry, I'm just thinking back to some of my pre-planned interview answers, and consistency in assessment and evaluation is really important. Consistency and transparency. Yes.
It is. It's the same. It's kids like to know that they can rely on you, and they can rely on a consistent reaction to things. It makes them comfortable. It makes them comfortable. I was going to say the same word again. Sorry. That was stupid.
Can I just say that Provelt...
Are we on page 2 yet?
We are well on. We're almost on page 2. Provelt gave a very succinct 4-word answer. Don't be a dick.
A nipple dick?
Referring back to nipple dick. Nipple dick is somewhere like, what about me?
I can't help who I am. You say to be yourself, but then you say don't be a dick.
And I'm a nipple dick, and I can't be me. Circle Dot, Boar's Head 2, and Buddha Fig. I love these names. I'll give something along the lines of staying positive. Circle Dot points out, instead of telling students what they shouldn't do, tell them what they should do. It creates behavior to follow instead of rules to rebel.
Yeah, do's instead of don'ts.
Yeah. I try to avoid don't. I there's nothing I hate more than someone just looking at me and saying, don't do this, don't do that. And I'm sure most kids are the same way.
Yeah. Treat students with respect, even if they don't do the same to you. How do you feel about that?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, this isn't really a classroom management thing, but we had our staff student basketball game a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. You talked about this, and you had the intruder.
Oh, no.
Different.
This is something different, yeah. So, long story short, we lost the game, but we were leading the whole way, and then we ended up losing at the very end. It was a great event. Kids had lots of fun. But then, sure enough, at the end of the game, we had to deal with all the trash talking. Yeah, we beat you guys, all that kind of stuff. And I just got to the point where it wasn't really bothering me, but I just didn't feel like engaging. It was a long day, and it takes a lot of energy to talk smack back and forth. And so I just said to the kids, yeah, you guys played really great. It was a great game. And it just ended it. You know what I mean? So, they're trying to throw the sass at me, and I just said something very sincere because, you guys played a really good game. And they didn't really know how to react.
It
just ended it. So, I guess you could call that taking the high road as well, which is important.
Now, Budafig says something which, honestly, I find it hard. Don't yell, don't insult or use sarcasm, don't put people on the spot. This sounds like 3, but it's really an overarching way of responding to students.
You just took away all of my classroom management techniques. Like, all of them.
I mean, the sarcasm thing, like any kind of teaching, you have to know your audience. I mean, if you've got a really shy kid with low self-esteem, you're not going to say, hey, how you doing, ugly, and all that.
Stupid.
But you can be sarcastic with certain kids that you feel that are confident and you feel like they can throw it right back at you if you have that relationship.
I like to call it gentle teasing.
Gentle soul destroying.
Gentle driving them to drink.
Oh my god, this is making me realize I'm a horrible teacher. You should never listen to any advice I give, ever, because I do all those things. I did that. I did it this afternoon. A kid, I had to leave the room while they were doing a silent writing activity, and I walked back in, and one of my girls was turned around, and I said, student, can you turn around, please? And she said, oh, but I was talking about what it is to this person. And I said, yes, I realize that, but this is writer's craft, not talker's craft.
Hey! Come on!
And she turned...
How is that not effective?
And then she turned around, and it was a little silent, and I went, P.S., I like your shirt. Hey. Now that I can see it.
Oh! I like this.
I can't... I've had her for years. I've taught her for years. It's my defense. She knew I was teasing.
There you go.
I'm not destroying souls.
It's okay.
Whimsical Kim brings up a really good point. She's whimsical?
I was gonna try and portmanteau her name, and it's not good.
Okay, we won't go there.
No.
You can make specific rules, but I would stick to vague consequences. Because a situation may escalate more quickly than you anticipate.